Hi friend, I am Leigh Keckner. Welcome to day 32 of Simply Manifesting, 33 days to getting your heart's desire. I can't believe we're at day 32. We got to go big or go home on this one. If you would please join me in uncrossing your legs. We're going to take 3 breaths together so that we can make a conscious decision to come into the present moment, to show up fully for ourselves right now, and to let all the other stuff just take a break because it's all going to be waiting for you. So let's just allow ourselves to show up. Uncross your legs, put your hands in your lap. I have to close my door because I can hear my dogs barking. Okay, uncross your legs, put your hands on your lap, face down for me to get grounded, or you can put your palms face up. And just acknowledge yourself for showing up today and for taking this time for yourself. And join me with a breath in through your nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. Thank you so much for that. Today we're talking about take risks and bold steps. And you guys, I can't believe that we're almost done with our time together on this Simply Manifesting. It's the second to last day. The last day is tomorrow. And it's time for us to jump with eyes closed into the unknown. To go big or go home. You know how people say that? Think about it, if just for a second, if that really meant go home to heaven. So you go big or you die. Allow that possibility or that thought, even though it's not real, and you're not going to die over this, but allow that, kind of like living each life like it's your last day. Think about today. I've got to push myself to do something that feels outside of my comfort zone. Ask the question I wanted to ask. Drop the job I've wanted to drop. Whatever it is that you've been wanting to do, or you were too nervous to ask, or felt too stupid or not good enough to do it. Maybe today you say, I'm going to go big or go home. Like, I have to do it today so I can live another day. Allow yourself just to play with that, to push yourself in a new way. Fearless me. I am free. How many of us can say this? I am fearless and free. Can you say that? Do you feel that about yourself? I can. Why? Not because I am not afraid, but because I am afraid and I do it anyway. I challenge myself to move forward when something feels scary, especially when it feels scary. I have on this necklace, and I sell them on my website. It says compassion and balls. And my father told me when I was young, you know how a few things stick in your head from your childhood, like these really poignant moments? One time my dad was looking in my eyes and I saw him really seeing me, and I just felt so happy and connected to him. And he said, you have more balls than anyone I've ever met. And he just like had a proud gleam in his eye. And I was like, I have more balls than anyone my dad's ever met. It was like one of my sweetest moments with my dad. And that has kind of stuck with me. I was kind of born ballsy, and I was the middle kid of 6. And I was kind of born that way, but I've also nurtured it, especially as an adult when my mind starts spinning and tries to hold me back. I remember I have balls and I can do it anyway, and it helps me to push through it as an adult. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. There's so many little sayings about this. You guys know I have the story of unworthiness from my childhood because my mom was locked behind her bedroom door, and I created the thought, I'm not even good enough for my own mother to get out of bed for. And I lived under that thought of being unworthy, and I would run wild and was tough and drank a lot and made out with a lot of people and did drugs and all of these kind of things, like running, and because I felt unworthy. So still, that is a little bit like a ball and chain around my ankle, that flares up from time to time, those feelings of unworthiness. And they manifest in my head with, you're not good enough, or who do you think you are, all that kind of bullshit that our mind, our ego tries to hold us back with. Well, here's one time that I got up enough courage to ask my friend Gina, who works with Deepak Chopra, and at the Chopra Center, she works there sometimes. And I said to her, And I was so nervous to ask this because my unworthiness was rearing its head, like, who the hell do you think you are? But I just asked her anyway. I pushed through it and asked her, and I said, could I come speak at the Chopra Center? Would you ask Deepak if I can come speak? And she busted out laughing, which kind of confirmed my unworthiness. And then she took a breath and thought, and she goes, you have to be a doctor or a best-selling author to speak there. But how about you go to the Center for Living Peace? I can make a phone call there because my friend runs it. And because I asked, and I pushed through my fear, and I asked for something big, she gave me something smaller, not worse or better, but something that was matched more to where I was at the time. And it was the perfect gift I got from pushing through my fear and allowing myself to be vulnerable. Had I not pushed through, I never would have asked, and I probably would not be catapulted on what I'm doing now, forward on this with you guys and going to speak and stuff. So that's just an example. I asked for it and I got an even better situation from it. That day that I did my first workshop at the Center for Living Peace, I would say my ego and my spinning brain and my unworthiness pulled out all the guns. Like they were just attacking me in my body and my mind right before I went out to speak for the first time. And I remember hiding around a corner thinking, I just got to catch my breath because all the people, there were about 50 people sitting in the audience, or maybe 25, maybe I'm exaggerating, 25, maybe 40, I don't remember. But they were sitting there and I saw them and I couldn't catch my breath and I went around the corner like I got to connect to my true self. I'm freaking out. And right when I went around the corner to catch a breath, two women came up, oh my gosh, we're so excited. Ah. And I was like, and then they said, Leigh, it's time to go. It's time to go. And then my brain was going, you don't know what you're doing. You can't even remember what you're talking about. What the hell? And then all of a sudden I heard this quiet voice say, they're waiting for you. And that quiet voice pulled me and dragged me forward. And I walked out and said, hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. And as I kept talking, I was supported more by that quiet voice that was whispering, everything's okay. You've got this. You have everything inside of you you need for this moment. You got it. As I just started doing it, even though I felt paralyzed and I couldn't catch my breath, eventually my heart slowed down. I could catch my breath. And literally those old thoughts that raged up with machine guns at me were crushed. I broke through them, and that gave me even more freedom and empowered me more. Daniel Kahneman wrote in a book, Thinking Fast and Slow, when assessing risk, potential losses tend to loom larger than potential gains. That is, we tend to focus more on what might go wrong, what we might lose or sacrifice, than what might go right. And I would add to that, we often let what could go wrong run wild and become irrational. It's George Eliot said, it's never too late to be who you might have been. How sweet is that? Talk about the present moment. It's never too late to be who you might have been. So if you can think of a thought, gosh, I wish I would have tried that. I wish I would have said that. You're still breathing. Your heart is still pounding. Say it. Do it. Especially if you're older. Kick ass. If you're young, start now being powerful and having balls and stepping forward in a bold way. I've always had the thought, I'm reading what I wrote. I always had this thought, I want to try stand-up. One day I did it. Not only was it not so bad, but it was a blast and I got great feedback. I'm 51 years old and that was a year ago, maybe. I don't even know, but I just did it one day. I just got up at an open mic and I wrote a thing and then I started doing shows. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really can do anything. And I wrote, I'm 51 and still moving to experience more, to try new things, to make manifest the vision I had 27 years ago of being on stage with a Janet Jackson microphone in front of thousands of people. I had an irrational fear that I wasn't an actress because I overacted once 30 years ago at an audition, said I'll never do that again. And about a month ago, I actually went to Fox and auditioned for the guy that cast Modern Family. He's a huge casting agent. And I stood up and I did it. And I got through it and I got the part and I shot it on TV and I actually can say I'm an actress, which is hilarious because for 30 years I was like, hell no, I'm not an actress. What we allow ourselves to paralyze ourselves with is so ridiculous. I feel like Bruce Lee, who said, if I should die tomorrow, I will have no regrets. I did what I wanted to do. You can't expect more from life. How great is that? That's how I feel. Everything that I get nervous about, everything that makes my, oh shit, I jump all in because I want to experience everything. And I also want to crush the limiting thoughts and beliefs and stories that still exist inside of me. So often we know what we want to do, but we still don't do it because we're afraid to be vulnerable or to fail. Failing, I don't even think that word should exist, because really what you're doing is learning a new way to approach it, or realizing, well, that's not really what I want to do. I'm going to go over there. So failure is a catapult to greatness. So I think failure should be a positive word. Yeah, that just popped in my head. We are strengthened and empowered when we do the thing we are afraid of. We show our mind that it can't screw us over, and it's not running the show. As you crush the limiting and negative thoughts, you become more awesome. So often we know what we want to do, but we don't do it because we're afraid. Yeah, I just said that. The thought crushes us. Push through it. It will never be as bad as your spinning brain says it is. I love this question, you guys. Think about the thing that scares you. Think about the thing that, I couldn't do that. Oh my gosh, the world would end if I did that. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared to leave my boyfriend. I'm so scared to file for divorce. I'm so scared to go out on my own. I'm so scared to ask for a raise that I know I deserve. I'm so scared to ask to work from home. All of these questions, right? What are we really scared of? Failure? We're scared of being catapulted to greatness? Ask yourself this question. What is the worst thing that could happen? And then say your answer. They could say no. And then what? And then what? And then what? Follow it all the way until you're done with the and then what's. Are you going to die from doing this thing? Are you going to die from doing stand-up comedy? Are you going to die to ask for the raise and giving the reasons why you are worthy of it? Hell no! Our mind makes a thought of failure bigger than our desire to get what we deserve. And what we deserve just because we're on this planet. We are brilliant and connected to God and powerful. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. That's Eleanor Roosevelt. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience which you really stop to look fear in the face. You gain strength, courage, and confidence. Every time I push through a scary time or a scary thought, and I do it anyway, I'm gaining more momentum, more powerful, higher up here to freedom and love and all that awesome stuff. Knowing that I am a direct descendant of God, to be paralyzed by a thought seems a bit silly. Knowing my power and that I am directly connected to all of the greatest energy ever, to God. I'm a direct descendant. I'm made in the likeness of God. I'm a chip off the old God block. To be paralyzed by a thought? It really seems silly. You guys need a reminder to have compassion and balls. I'm selling these necklaces on my website. I also have these shirts. I cut the sleeve off and then messed it up a little bit, but I live life with compassion and balls. Wear this and look at yourself in the mirror. Let other people see it, and this will remind you, oh shit, I have on this shirt. I guess I better do something daring. I guess I better leap into the unknown with my eyes closed, knowing that God's got my back, that the universe will support me and help propel me like a water slide into the puddle of glory. Bigger than a puddle, like a big pool, warm pool, like an ocean. Here's my quote for today. Or you can go to www.leigh.la to get the compassion and balls. If you know somebody who's going through a hard time or struggling or feeling a little insecure, get them that to remind them that they are glorious and powerful and to live with balls. My quote. Hold on. I'm making a self-honoring choice to pause and wet my whistle. I am my life warrior, crushing the limiting beliefs and negative thoughts with action, power, and love. I am my life warrior. Be your warrior. I dare you. Okay, balls out, you guys. Live big. Go big or go home today. Tell me something on this thread that you're going to do today that's outside of your comfort zone. What am I going to do today? I don't know, but when I think of it, I'll put it on this thread as well. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Monday for, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last day, the 33rd day. All right. I believe in you. You are worth it to have all of your heart's desire. Dear God, thank you for these messages that even I hear with fresh ears. Thank you for letting me know that I am powerful beyond measure, that I'm directly connected to you. Let me crush the thoughts so that I can step forward in a powerful way to be the woman you created me to be and to spread love on this planet. Shower it on the people watching now and on myself. And be with us as we become vulnerable and take risks. Amen. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow.